I write from the heart. So I write what I experience because that's what speaks to me. And then I hope that other people I meet can connect, because I know we're all people, we're all from different walks of life, and we all experience things, we all go through things, but I just want to encourage you all.
Yes.
I don't know you individually, and I don't have to, but I want to encourage you that no matter what you're faced with, no matter what you're dealing with, you're stronger than you even know. And you've been called to rise. So that's why I tell people, don't look at where I'm from, what I look like, what I've been through, to determine where I'm going. Nah, don't get it twisted, bent, confused, because you're simply unknowing, uncaring, unwilling, or whatever it may be. Some people are too Stevie Wondered by their prejudices and judgments to be able to see, envision, view, picture me through the lens of self-determination instead of bifocals of false persuasion. In any occasion, I will rise. Out of the ashes of devastation, crawl out of the mud and clay of curses of generations, trying to hold on to any rope symbolizing hope of salvation, all the while eyes piercing with criticism and discrimination. Whispers of lies, believed by eager hearts to rejoice in my damnation. Thinking I'll drown in the tragedies of my seemingly hopeless situations, yet even in these occasions, I still rise out of the prisons of misfortune and poverty, welfare systems to recycle dependency, fortified walls of negativity, inhaling fumes of political toxicity, living in the aftermath of someone else's choices, played like a ventriloquist disguised multiple voices. But despite the hurt and the pain, I will rise. Out of being labeled a project, out of condemned projects not good enough for you to live in. Offices filled with corrupt leaders too greedy to do good in. Neighborhoods where some of us are rising up in spite of, reaching out to neighbors to give back and show them true love out of struggle. After struggle. After struggle. Stop. Rewind. Repeat. Believing my situation spells defeat, where stories are not just for scripts written for horror movies, but starred in reality shows. See, it's all too real because it's my horror movie. Yet regardless of what I've been through, I, say it with me, still rise. Out of shackles, bondages, chains meant to restrain, alcoholism, drug addiction, suicide attempts, domestic violence, prostitution, lies, betrayal, gossip, racism, hate, given the short end of the stick, told I would never amount to anything. Incarceration, abandonment, adultery, abuse, neglect, death of a loved one, molested, cheated, made to feel defeated. But with everything I have, I am rising out of the coffins of conformity. I'm pushing past graveyards marked with tombstones of fallacious uniformity, actively pursuing the purpose of individuality, intentionally marked for greatness, so see past my exterior, past my brokenness, past my past mistakes, sometimes my current situations, to my gift, my heart, my intellect, my talent, my personality, despite warrants of defeat pursuing me emphatically, arresting on falsehoods of tales stretched dramatically.
Say that again.
Woo! With all that I am, y'all. You see, here, this your part now, am rising out of the pit of self-destruction, not knowing who I am. Releasing account information of self-worth, falling victim to every single scam. Erecting walls of negative images played out on screens of impressionable minds, confronted with false evidence to prove seemingly relevant cases of identity crisis that binds, spitting forth venom of encouraged self-annihilation, backed in a corner, pushed into continued isolation. But see, in all that you and I have been through, we are rising out of the cycle of failure, negative thoughts, bitterness, unforgiveness, low self-esteem, lack of equality in the workplace, failed relationships, broken homes, anger, divorce, resentment, giving up, giving in, bad choices, silence, voices, soul. This is why I tell people, don't look at where I come from, what I look like, the color of my skin, to continually determine where I'm going. Don't get it twisted, don't get it bent, don't get it confused, because see, you're still simply unknowing that in any occasion, despite the hurt and the pain, regardless of what I've been through, with everything I have, with all that I am, I will still always continue to rise. Keep rising.